Good morning, students of class 9. Let's continue our lesson in history. You are welcome back to the online portal now. Now pay attention and we'll carry on our lesson. Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. This is the chapter. And we have reached 1.3. This is the point subtitle number 1.3, Coming of Socialism in Europe. The lesson is very vast. There are numerous parts. Even subtitles are there. Title is there, subtitle is there, and it has been divided into various numerous parts. And each part has got something to learn, and it tells us something different. So now here 1.3, Coming of Socialism in Europe. There are 6-7 points are written. The far-reaching vision, what people thought. The far-reaching vision, they thought about the future of how society should be. How society should be structured. Structure means made. How society should be made and function, so that in future the children, coming generation will not have any problems. So the far-reaching vision of how society should be structured was called socialism. How society should be made so that they can function well and properly. So by now they have started thinking about it. It has not been made, but they have started thinking about it. And once they have started thinking, they will act and they will implement later on. So now here, by mid-19th century, socialism was a well-known body of ideas. Socialism, it was a well-known body, group of ideas that attracted a lot of attention. So this various group of ideas, collection of ideas, these ideas attracted a large number of people. So these ideas that attracted a lot of attention of the people at that time, 19th century. Socialist, the people who follow these ideas, a number of ideas. People who understood and followed these ideas, they were called socialist. And what they believe? Socialists were against private property. These socialists, they thought that there should not be any private property. If anyone asks why, then they would give the answer. They will only work for their own interest. They will not work for the other welfare of the other people. You see there. Socialists were against private property and saw it as the root of all the problems, ills of that time. The socialists thought all the problem arises because of this private property. So the socialists began to think and spread these ideas. Propertied men, or those who have got the property, rich, wealthy, propertied were concerned only with personal gain. This socialist thought. Socialists said these propertied men, those who have got industries, those who have got lands and landlords, big business, mansion, those who have, they are only concerned about their personal gain and not the welfare of those people who worked for them to produce goods. Suppose an industrialist, lot of industrial workers work there. If the industrialists never think about the workers, naturally the production will go down because they do not work with interest. They always try to cheat, or they will always try to what you can say, do not work properly. Why? Because the industrialist or the owner never thought about them. So you same thing, if these property men or the industrialist or landlords, they only are concerned about personal gain, and they hardly think about the welfare of those people who work for them and produce goods and for them. Now here socialists thought, these people, the socialists, they thought the society as a whole must control property. They thought that as a whole society, if there is an industry, it should belong to the all people, all the people. If there is a land, the land should belong to the all people, not individual. All the people must have access to that. So whatever property is there, it should belong to the whole society, collective. Socialists thought the society as a whole must control property. Then only more attention would be paid to collective social interests. Then only all the society will pay interest and collective development takes place. Otherwise, there won't be any kind of development. The rich will remain rich and the poor will remain poor all the time. There won't be any kind of development. So the socialists thought in this way. All the property, all the land, industries, everything should be should be shared or must control. These things must be controlled by the people or the public or the government. No private property, they thought. Socialists thought in this way. So socialists wanted this change. Socialists, they wanted this change and campaigned for it. They started spreading these ideas among the people so that they form a big group and they form a big society. They campaigned for it. Now here, there is one question. How could the society without property operate? How could the society without property operate? All the property are collective property. How could they operate? So now here we will talk about this in our next class. This is all about socialism and the socialism that was spreading in Europe during 19th century. By mid-19th century, this type of ideas were spreading among the European countries, and as well as it has, this idea has reached to Russia also. We'll talk because we are talking about Russian Revolution later on. So these ideas were emerging. Socialism. First, we must learn what socialism is. You can see the vision of how society should be constructed or should be made. So that is socialism. Now we'll talk about in our next class. Thank you very much for watching the video. So you must not waste your time. Spend or invest your time in studies. You can suggest, pay attention while going through the online. Many of the students, they are not going through the online portal. They must be taking easy. Oh, it's easy. It's not easy. Many of them, I know it. Maximum of them, they are not going through the portal. They are not taking care. They hardly study at home. They keep on moving around. I know it very, very well because I have seen many of them. I know it. It's a mistake they are making. You must go through the online portal. It's not a small chapter. It's a vast chapter having different portions. It is not that you have learned something and it's all. Now you can, with that you can do everything. No, it's not like that. You can see that in each and every paragraph there is some event, then something happened, and that will have an effect later on in somewhere else. So how can you remember each and everything in a short? It's quite impossible. You can't learn everything in short. Nothing. That you are just learning on top surface. You are not going down. What is inside, you don't. So that is the same thing. You must be thinking about like that. So that's wrong. I can suggest you that you must pay attention to their online portal while something is being taught. You must pay attention, use your time wisely. There are not long, it's very short, 5, 6, 7, 8 points, maximum 8, 9 points. You can remember every day. That's what we can suggest, we can advise. Only thing I need to follow it, because life is very, very competitive. It's not easy that you think as you think. So that's all for today. So I hope you have understood what I mean. You must not waste your time. Be wise enough to use your time, invest your time in your studies, so that you need to have a greater future. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class.